How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Black Metal Rebellion. I'm your host, Jesse Morgan, aka Slammerella, and today is that long-awaited black metal album collection update. Probably the last one I'm going to do for a while, but at least it's here, and we're finally talking about some black metal again on the Black Metal Rebellion channel. Got a few classics in here, and I got some interesting newer stuff. So let's start with some early 2000 stuff from Satanic Warmaster. If you don't know who Satanic Warmaster is, they're from Finland. It started in 1998. They've got 5 albums, 4 EPs, and 12 fucking splits. So they've teamed up with a lot of other black metal artists, and they've definitely been around doing their shit for a bit. But the album I'm going to be talking about today, or albums plural, is their second album. This one is from 2003, and it is called Op for Blut. You'd never know from, the album cover is just a tinfoil silver werewolf. There we go. And the back here. It's an alright album. The production is a little thin and a little trebly. The riffs and vocals, though, just standard, awesome Satanic Warmaster. If you're into lo-fi black metal, this should do it for you. But yeah, cool to have another Satanic Warmaster album in my collection. Couldn't quite find the first one, but this will do for now. Besides that, I also have their 4th album from 2010, Noxerer. Interesting artwork, a little bit more detailed. Still, no logos or album titles on the front of this, though. Got a pretty sick logo on the back there. Got, I'm assuming, the true werewolf stalking around on the snow there, though. And I would definitely say this is the better album. The production's a little bit more beefed up. There's actually, I think, a little bit more bass in this for sure. And just there's better songs in general. Let's see the inside. Just 2 pentagrams. Pretty standard for black metal. Yeah, there's not really too much bells and whistles. What you see is what you get. It is just straight up searing black metal. If you don't catch frostbite by listening to some Satanic Warmaster, then I don't know what you're going to get musical frostbite from. But if you're into black metal, this should do it for you again. All right, moving on to a little bit more well-known, I'd say second tier black metal band, and that is Takei. If you don't know Takei, they're from Norway, started in 1995, have 7 albums, 6 EPs, and 8 splits. Not quite as much as Satanic Warmaster, but that's quite a lot of splits. They've definitely got themselves out there and connoitered a bit with some other artists. The albums I'm going to be talking about today, though, is their 4th album from 2008. It's simply entitled Takei. It's the self-titled one. And I believe this might be the album that has the banjo in it. Sadly, it's a digibook. We all know how I feel about digibooks. I don't know if there's too much under the thing. Oh, there is. There's an interesting little drawing under the case, or under the tray. Castle of some sort. That's neat. And of course, a snake eating its own tail. That seems to be a common thing in black metal for sure. But yeah, this project I feel is a little bit more enjoyable than Satanic Warmaster. The production's better. The songwriting I feel is a little bit more interesting for sure. Definitely check out Takei if for whatever reason you haven't. This stuff should be mandatory listening if you're a black metal listener by now. And then moving on from the 4th album to the 2011 release, the 5th album, Norg's Vapen. I'm sure I pronounced that wrong, but here we are. And again, has that true Norwegian black metal logo up there. Pretty cool. And speaking of better songwriting and artists, I feel like Norgesvapen is maybe a slight improvement from the self-titled album, but they're both really, really good. Take are definitely no exception when it comes to the higher tier black metal bands. I'm sure you'll have someone that says they're overrated or they're beginner level, but Take really knows what they're doing, and I really, really enjoy it when I'm in the black metal mood. So yeah, 2011's Norgesvapen, 5th album, good stuff. I just need to get their other two. And moving along to some more top tier black metal that's more well known. This is Sargeist. Sargeist are from Finland, started in 1999, have 5 albums, 3 EPs, and 6 splits in total. This is the 3rd album, however, from 2010, Let the Devil In. I got it in a nice sealed cellophane just to keep it fresh, because digipacks like to deteriorate sitting on your shelf for some reason. Heaven forbid you ever get moisture on one of these, you're fucked. But yeah, here we go. Cool little chalice, probably filled with blood being offered. And let's see what's behind the CD on the tray. Yep, some blood being drank in there, I'm sure. And I'm assuming the vocalist being creepy as hell. Imagery's great. Always dug black metal imagery. Very edgy, very dark and sinister. And of course, with the title called Let the Devil In, they're going to be a little more edgy. But yeah, this album, the 3rd album in Sargeist discography, is really, really good. I feel like they kind of hit their stride with this album and started going more towards their newer sound that they got. The whole discography of Sargeist is mostly similar. It's all just black metal, but some of it's a little more raw, some of it's a little bit more venomous, some of it's a little bit more beefed up in production, depending on where you land. This is a pretty good middle ground, though. If you're looking to get into Sargeist, you could start here and work your way backwards or forwards. I don't think you'd have too much of a problem either way, but yeah, Let the Devil In is really good, and a lot of people talked huge hype about it. All right, and that's all of the straight up black metal bands. Now I'm going to move on to some black metal with some other stuff sprinkled in. This hasn't been talked about for a while from too many other people. I'm kind of late to the train with this one, but I did enjoy it when I first heard it. It just took me a while to pick up a copy. And the band I'm talking about is Neltrot. Now, they are a black metal band with noise grind elements in it. They're from Oregon, USA, started in 2008. They've got 4 albums and 1 demo in total, and the one that I got is from 2018, their 4th album, Alterity. Yeah, so the one that's got that red fence thing going on here. And again, noise grind with black metal all together from Nuclear War Now, so that's kind of cool. Great label. Not too much to see on the inside. You got Neltrot's logo there. Wouldn't mind getting a patch of it. Nothing behind the tray, just blackness. But yeah, pretty good band. And their earlier stuff is even more noise grindy, I feel. They only started adding black metal into it, I believe, their 2nd album in. This has an Anelna Thrak feel at times too, so if you like Anelna Thrak, maybe jump up and listen to some Neltrot. If you're on the fence of if you're wanting to listen to anything with noise in it, this is pretty good. It's not super duper noisy. Like there's a hell of a lot more noisier bands and projects out there, but if you like black metal and you want to dip your toes in the noise pool, Neltrot is definitely a way to do it. This album's really, really good. Highly recommend Alterity out of anything they have previously. This is a little bit more digestible, I feel, and probably the most interesting project out of this update for sure. But yeah, 2018's Alterity, 4th album by Neltrot. Really, really good stuff. All right, now moving on to something that I was a little more into earlier on this channel that I never picked up, but now it's kind of the interest in this. I probably have the same amount of interest in Satanic War Master, but different vibe. This is Iskra from British Columbia, Canada. They are a black metal band with crust punk elements in there, and definitely more towards the punky kind of anarcho political side of things. But they started in 2002. They've got 3 albums in total, 1 EP and 5 splits. This is a split, their second split from 2006, called Bring the War Home. And they did a split with Against Empire. I actually have their logo there as a patch on my crust punk pants. Not really going to get into too much about Against Empire. Check them out if you want. They're not really all that well known or very big. I definitely bought this for the Iskra part. And this split certainly has a more thrashy feel when it comes to the guitar part of Iskra. And the vocals just do that style. I can't do it very well, but they definitely have the squawking type of vocals going on in this EP or split. I don't think they are going full black metal crust with this. The first album is good luck getting that. I wouldn't mind trying to find a physical copy somehow. I think maybe they're only independently given out, and you can get digital copies of their first album, but I feel like it's different than this and probably represents them a little bit more than the split. But I ended up getting it anyways because it was a decent price, and I just wanted to get my hands on some Iskra. The other thing I got by them was their second album called Beer Evil. I guess it's a mix between evil and bureaucracy, maybe. Wouldn't surprise me, but it's their second album. It's from 2009. This is definitely where they started doing more black metal stuff. And again, sealed up in some cellophane so it doesn't rot on my shelf. There you go. There's a better look of the cover. And the back. Again, awesome logo. Love that shit. Probably would eventually love to get a shirt with that logo on it. Maybe with the Beer Evil skull on it. So this definitely has a more thin production and trebly sound to it. Definitely more in line with Op for Blut by Satanic Warmaster. But of course, it's not straight up black metal. It's that kind of black metal with a crust punk twist to it. So if that sounds interesting to you, check out Iskra. Check out their first album. I highly recommend that over anything else. But this one's alright too. Again, I just wanted to get some Iskra in my collection, and this is what was available for a reasonable price. So yeah, 2009's Beer Evil by Iskra, second album. And that is it for this black metal collection update. Hopefully I showed you something interesting and maybe turned you on to a new project, probably Iskra or Neltrot. I would be very surprised if you guys haven't heard of Takei, Sargeist, or Satanic Warmaster by now. Although I would be very interested to hear if I am the first person to let you know about those bands. That would be very interesting for sure. But yeah, that's it for me for now. I will be back some other time with possibly that alternative metal albums, the rare one. That fucking title, jeez. But yeah, thanks for watching, much appreciated. Like, subscribe, and I will see you next time. For glory, for the Rebel Alliance, Slammerella out. Blackness, blackness, you're fucked. Blackness, you're fucked. Blackness, you're fucked. Fucked. Blackness.